evening, everyone, and welcome to Purchase Late Night. My name is Emma Grace Myers, and tonight I'm here to talk about birth control, the third least enjoyed conversation among straight men, just behind, yes, we do have to go to my sister's wedding, and hey, what are we? This past Friday, the Trump administration moved to expand the rights of employers to deny women access to birth control that would be covered by the employer's insurance under the guise of religious freedom. Don't worry though, guys, Viagra will remain widely covered so you can still get the erection you deserve, just like Jesus wanted. Months ago in the Rose Garden at the White House, Donald Trump signed an executive order defending religious liberties where he made the following remarks.
Not only are we a nation of faith, but we're a nation of tolerance. We will not allow people of faith to be targeted, bullied, or silenced anymore. Fun
fact, every time Donald Trump uses the word bullied, a sex offender gets his hands. He says that we're a nation of tolerance, but I haven't seen a whole lot of examples of people being tolerant lately. Just yesterday, Mike Pence walked out of a Colts game in protest of the protesters on the 49ers, who he knew would protest because they have been all season. This national anthem debate is getting ridiculous. Peaceful protest is your right as an American. Personally, whenever I hear the national anthem, I too want to take a knee, right to Mike Pence's Ken doll crotch. But hey, maybe it's time we just got a new national anthem. I have a suggestion. If this religious liberty rule is an exhibition of tolerance, we have to look at the flip side of it. We're not tolerant of birth control. We're not tolerant of family planning. We're not tolerant of POU, that's people of uterus. Go back to the Rose Garden. Even Mike Pence doesn't look like he's buying this tolerance business, and that guy definitely still leaves his baby teeth under his pillow for the tooth fairy. They haven't all fallen out yet. I'm starting to get nervous, because the closest I ever wanted to get to Elizabeth Moss in The Handmaid's Tale was Elizabeth Moss winning an Emmy for The Handmaid's Tale. The Health and Human Services Department has come forward saying that 99.9% of women who currently have access to free birth control through their insurance will remain covered. But it's impossible to use a figure like 99.9% and not sound like you're lying. Tell me right now, Brandon, did you cheat on me? Baby, I promise you I'm 99.9% sure that I didn't. See, you're not lying, but you're fucking lying. Here's how the Health and Human Services Department is attempting to present things. By allowing coverage to remain an option for employers, women should feel grateful because it's like Trump is still throwing us a bone. Which is obviously bullshit because everyone knows he only throws fucking paper towels. Here's the problem with these numbers. The HHS predicts that about 120,000 women will lose contraceptive coverage because of these new laws. However, the Washington Post reported on Friday that they don't actually have, quote, sufficient data to determine the actual effect that implementing this rule will have. So they're throwing out numbers, but they actually can't predict how many people will lose coverage. That's like a homeschool bragging about 100% graduation rate. We're all very excited that Lisa graduated, Donna, but you're setting yourself up to look good, and she has no idea how to make friends. And frankly, I'm still not sure if Gordon's going to make it that far. The HHS presenting these 99.9% and 120,000 women figures is a way to keep liberals at bay. Like when you tell your grandma about your fake girlfriend so you don't have to tell her you're gay. But even if these figures are accurate and only 120,000 women will lose access to free birth control, that's still 120,000 women, people, human beings, losing access to free birth control. There seems to be very little empathy in the administration for the women who are about to lose a vital part of their health care. Take a look at Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders defending the decision during the White House press briefing this past Friday.
What would you say maybe to the women out there or to the families out there who now have to pay more out of their pocket to get contraceptive coverage that they choose and that they desire?
This is a president who supports the First Amendment, supports the freedom of religion. I don't understand why that should be an issue.
You don't understand why that should be an issue. Okay, then let's have a chat, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, woman to woman. Hey, girl. Now, I gotta assume that you're at least a little bit familiar with women's issues since your face always looks like you just pulled out a particularly dry tampon. And hey, we've all been there. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, taking away a woman's right to contraception is an issue because contraception is a pillar of women's health care. Having to pay an additional $10 to $60 a month out of pocket may not be an issue for people in places of privilege, but for a lot of women, that's enough to push them right over the edge. Wouldn't we all love to live in an America where we don't have to worry about other people? Of course, but if the national anthem is true, then we have to look out for each other to keep it that way. Like right now, I'm looking out for you by saying that I have monostat in my apartment if you need it because I figure you're dealing with a raging yeast infection after all those dry tamps. I got you, girl. It's important to know that not all women who take birth control take it as a contraceptive. I started taking birth control for health reasons when I was 14 years old, when I can assure you I was not sexually active. Hashtag puber me, hashtag Puerto Rico relief. This bitch is definitely not getting any. But she is taking birth control as it was recommended by her primary doctor and gynecologist. Birth control is prescribed by doctors for lots of reasons: controlling menstrual cramps, ovarian cysts, endometriosis, even just increasing regularity. For many women, it's a vital part of their healthcare. And for others, it's used solely as a contraceptive. A lot of people don't think that that's a valid enough reason for women to be guaranteed free birth control, including the man who suggested in a Facebook fight that I saw over the weekend that women should just, quote, keep their legs closed. I'd like to kindly invite those people, Cody specifically, to go fuck themselves. After all, on your suggestion, our legs are definitely closed to you. The idea that men are in no way responsible for any child that they produce because they're not the one carrying it is ridiculous. That's an incredible disappointment. That's as disappointing as if you were, say, at a sporting event and the mascot comes around with a t-shirt gun and he shoots one like right at you for you to catch and turns out it's just fucking paper towels. I'm sorry, I know that that's not what we're talking about right now, but that was some bullshit and I'm not over it. If you want to make a real contribution to help Puerto Rico, visit HispanicFederation.org/Unidos. But I've heard they're good on paper towels, so if you have paper towels to donate, please donate them to me because I'm going to need to fashion them into sanitary pads since I can't afford to buy them now that I have to pay out of pocket for birth control again. Thank you. The introduction of this legislation is mind-boggling to me, especially because it came just days after the House passed a bill that would ban abortions after 20 weeks. Right now, many women are living in an America that provides them with no birth control, no access to abortion, no maternity leave, and no child care. Thus, it is safe to conclude that the American government thinks of women's health care as an inconvenience, and our bodies as liabilities, and our rights as an afterthought, if thought of at all. In July, New York Senator and my girl, Kirsten Gillibrand, tweeted, "Imagine if half of Congress was women. If half of all mayors and governors were women. Imagine what could get done." And a beautiful thought it is. But right now, we have a hell of a lot of male congressmen, and I have a tip for them. Menstruation is not contagious. So if you stand up in the name of women's issues, you won't also bleed once a month. And you'll be fighting for the rights of half of the people you know, because if you, in Jesus' name, deserve to get hard, they deserve to be healthy. And now it's time for your favorite totally female-run comedy show, because even if we don't run Congress, you're damn right. Welcome to Purchase Late Night. We'll be right back. And this is Purchase Late Now. This week in Dirtbags Who Run Our Country, Vice President Mike Pence and his wife Karen attended an Indianapolis Colts game on Sunday, only to walk out in protest after players took a knee for the national anthem. Even Kris Jenner looked at this publicity stunt and was like, holy shit.
Pence even tweeted a picture of him and the misses at the game, but anyone with a brain soon realized the picture Pence tweeted was from a different Colts game 3 years ago.
God, Republicans really aren't good at anything, huh? Protests,
Graphic design,
boycotts,
empathizing with others.
right? And remember when Trump looked straight into the eclipse? Man, it's like they're unfit to run our country or something, you know? It's weird.
Wait, oh no, they are really good at one thing, taking trips with taxpayer dollars.
Right.
Be it for personal reasons or bouts of political theater, Republicans have mastered making you upset over this great nation of ours. Much like buying tampons, this administration is really good at making you spend money and then feel irrational anger at the same time.
In other news, Harvey Weinstein lost his job this week after a New York Times expose was written about multiple accusations of sexual misconduct made against him.
For those of you who don't know Harvey Weinstein, he is the co-founder of Miramax, producer behind multiple Tarantino films, and is also the real-life villain from The Great Mouse Detective.
Following his termination, every white man who's ever said that Pulp Fiction is the greatest film ever made gave the woman closest to him a lecture about separating art from the artist.
Some of his accusers, or one of his accusers, excuse me, claimed that Weinstein masturbated in front of her, which is ironic because that's what all of his favorite men do when stuff blows up in his movies.
Mm-hmm.
Explosions.
I just realized how gross that sounds. Beauty company Dove came under fire this week after releasing an ad where they depicted a black woman taking off her brown shirt, morphing into a white woman wearing a white shirt.
I, for one, as the resident woman of color of this show, when I come home at night, there's nothing I want more than to literally shed my ethnically ambiguous skin and become so pale that I get a sunburn from the moon.
Now, don't get us wrong, we think the ad is racist as fuck, but we came up with a solution. We were all sad about it. Finally, McDonald's released a limited edition Szechuan sauce for fans of the cartoon your unemployed nephew won't stop talking about, Rick and Morty. However, after experiencing a shortage of product at a Los Angeles location, chaos ensued and someone was stabbed. I know.
But remember, guys, it takes like a really high IQ to understand Rick and Morty. So.
That's right. There are so many different multiverses in that show that only smart people can get it. But like, it's also important to remember that it's in this multiverse where chicken nugget dipping sauce is forcing people to go to the hospital.
And it's not because they're eating McDonald's.
Mm-hmm. We have a great show for you tonight. Woo!
Our guest is student ambassador Tyrone Hodges.
David Peterman is here to do stand-up.
And Loader Spring is our musical guest.
Thanks for coming out tonight. I'm Thoughts.
I'm Prayers.
See you in a second.
Oh my God, you're so bad.
I know, eating all the croutons on my organic free-range micro-kale salad. Somebody lock me up and send me to carb jail.
Oh my God.
Wait, Kate, I want to talk about you and Jeremy.
Oh my God, we don't need to talk about that.
No, we totally do. I haven't seen you in 2 whole days. Come on, please.
Okay, fine.
Hey, so tell me
Well, like, things are fine, I guess.
Yeah?
Yeah, like, he's really nice. Like, he loves the dog. There is this one thing, though.
What?
Okay, so, like, the other day, Jeremy was over and we were cuddling on the couch watching a movie, and, he did this thing that was just, like, really weird. He did this thing where he tried to put his lips on my lips.
Oh my God.
Like, at first I thought he was joking. I was like, ha, it's very funny. But then, like, he was serious.
Okay, Kate, like, that is so, like, I know people do that, but I just, like, wouldn't expect it from Jeremy.
Right? Like, I know people are into that kind of stuff, and, like, I don't want to kink shame or anything. But, like, that was just so weird and unexpected and, like
too much too soon.
Right! Like, that is a big step to take in a relationship.
Well, yeah, it's like something you do before you decide to get married.
Yeah.
You know, like to weed out the weak from the strong, go on a vacation, build something from IKEA, put your mouth on theirs.
Yeah. Like, I just think that, oh God, it was just so weird. And, like, I think that what really should happen is that should be something that's reserved for, like, special occasions, like birthdays, anniversaries, that kind of thing.
Really?
Yeah, like, I mean, you only live once, right? Besides, like, it's the perfect thing when you forget to buy them something.
I guess you're right.
Yeah. You don't think Jeremy's being weird?
Wait, can I, like, be real with you for, like, 2 seconds?
Oh my God, always.
Okay, so remember when I was dating Kevin a couple months ago?
Yeah.
Okay, we totally did that. You know, put his mouth on my mouth.
Oh my God, Chelsea!
I know. But we were like already hanging out, and when he asked, I just figured, why not? You know?
Oh my God, Chelsea, I like would not have pegged you as the adventurous type.
Actually, when we did it, Kevin even used his tongue.
Chelsea!
I know. But I mean, like, it wasn't that bad, like, after we started. Like, I would totally do it again with, like, the right person and everything, you know?
Okay, whatever. Wait, like, it didn't hurt or anything, did it?
Well, I mean, like, it wasn't ideal at first. But then you just kind of get into a rhythm, and then everything works out.
Okay.
Who are you talking to?
Jeremy. I'm gonna text him and let him know that, you know, I'm ready to do it. Make out with him.
Yay! Cause what? He's just been like eating your ass for like the past year now.
You know, he's a professional salad tosser.
He ate your ass on the first date, right?
Yeah, he did. He sure did.
Jackie. Haley.
Ian. All right, cool. This is the wide open think tank looking for strong solutions to unreasonable questions. How are we going to solve gun control in America?
Oh God. Oh God.
Someday.
Just take them all away.
Just take them all away.
Take 'em
Where
all
are we going
away.
to take them? Where are we going to put them?
We're gonna put them. We're gonna put them in the sky.
How are we going to solve gun control, Lindsay?
We're gonna fucking get rid of all the guns because this is just some bullshit.
How are we gonna solve guns? Well, we're gonna use them not to kill a lot of people all at once. That'd be nice. Not a lot of innocent people all at once. That'd be nice.
That would be nice.
We're gonna move to England. They don't have that gun problem.
Australia, especially.
I like Australia. I've always wanted to go.
So how are we going to solve gun control in this country, David?
I think that is not possible. You guys have tried to make it so many times. I think you just have to live with it.
Just chill on the
just like chill. Like use it if like someone's trying to hurt you, but don't like shoot up a like casino. That's not fun for anyone.
That is terrorism. I don't fear terrorism. I don't fear no fucking I fear motherfuckers of my caliber to fucking do the same shit that I could do. Motherfuckers is crazy. Facts.
Okay, so just fuck it, right?
Not fuck it, but learn how to live with it.
All right.
It's not happening until like 15 years. Okay, so deal with it for 15 years. No, it's not going now. I'm sorry. I used to be in a screamo band.
Do we have enough guns? Do we? Don't ask me, son. I don't even have one. But I would get one. And I wouldn't work.
Why?
Because this is America. I'm an American. This is the home of the Mets, New York Mets.
The Second Amendment. What are your guys' favorite amendments?
My favorite amendment, the 19th Amendment.
God damn. God damn. I can't. I don't know.
15. 15.
What's the one that lets women vote?
That's number 19.
Oh.
That's really an amendment. That's number 19. I know my
19.
amendments. I studied before
19's
this.
my favorite.
I truly
Number
believe
19. 19's a good amendment.
Fuck Obama.
Yo, what the fuck, son? I'm about to grab my gun and pop on you, B.
shit. You won't do fucking shit.
It's crazy. But seriously, like, you know, like just, you know, like shotgun, rifle, pistol, you know, fine. You want to defend yourself or go hunting, whatever. But you know, the simple answer is you don't need a machine gun.
Well, I mean, it was written like, you know, back in the day when like we had like the most crazy gun we had was like a musket and stuff. Yeah. But like now we have like these like crazy ass guns. So like maybe we should kind of like rethink it, you know?
I think there should be stricter rules about who gets them, obviously. I think there should be more in-depth background checks, mentally and physically. Like if they're in good health, they can, but if not, obviously not. Politics, man.
Politics, man. Fuck, that's what it all comes down to is
They
politics.
make it way more complicated for a reason. Look into it. You never know. The moon isn't real.
If we were able to quantize imagination and what God is to us, we'd feel way less alone and less of the ability or need to feel that much fear to the point where we'd have to kill people.
The only thing that I know is that people shouldn't be allowed to purchase like 33 assault rifles in 1 week. You know, that should, you know, someone should be monitoring that maybe.
Yo, let me get this shit.
Okay.
Y2K, that's what you all living in. If you remember the fucking 20th century, which I was born in, and I remember that shit. You remember that shit?
I just remember it vaguely.
Bro, I remember the shit before 9/11 and after the 9/11, and then either regardless.
How are we gonna fix gun control in America?
Gun control, I'm not exactly sure how to fix it, but I know if you don't have guns, that means they'll be controlled. If everybody has guns, it also can be controlled. I'm not really sure what my stance is.
They fucked everything up after 2000. Now motherfuckers has got portable cameras and little mics like this. And motherfuckers want to scan your face just so you can fucking walk around with your GPS in your fucking pocket all day with your fingerprint and your face scanned into that shit.
If everything goes to shit, life will keep going. If nothing goes to shit, life will keep going. So it's like, why are we living?
Fuck the world. Fuck Y2K. The cyber slam epidemic is the apocalypse.
Welcome back, everybody. So, Simone, what are you gonna do for Halloween this year?
Shucks, I don't know.
Well, good news for you and for our viewers at home. For anybody who's not quite sure what they're going to be or if they're going to be a sexy cat again for the 3rd year in a row.
I mean, I know I can do better than that, Emma. It's hard. Okay?
Simone, you don't have to be a sexy cat every year. You don't.
I know. We're gonna pass this.
So for anybody who needs Halloween costume ideas, we have some great unique ones for you.
Oh my god!
It's you!
Oh my god!
Wait, is that my shirt?
What are you? How did you get on the... Hey, that's my blazer! I knew it was gone somewhere! Where'd you get it?
We got them while you guys were sleeping.
What the fuck?
Simone, you're so cute while you sleep.
I'm just gonna call the cops really quick.
We're such huge fans!
Why don't you guys go take a seat?
Yeah, enjoy the
Out
show.
there.
It'll be really good. No,
That way.
Okay. All right.
Ooh, plush? See, told you they were funny.
They even look funny.
Well, of course, you gotta look funny in order to be funny.
Okay, but they even sound funny.
See, now that's just talent.
Okay, but I bet they even taste funny.
Don't even think about it.
But I wanna.
All right.
Not today.
All right. Why don't you? That's all we have time for, you guys. Why don't you come back next week? Ow!
To watch me take this punk down!
Oh my God! We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Tonight's guest is a student ambassador / tour guide, Tyrone Hodges. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for coming on the show tonight.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. This is a great time.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
I know.
Please come back. We would
Yeah,
love
of
to have
course.
you. So Tyrone, you are a tour guide. How long have you been a tour guide on campus?
The politically correct term is student ambassador.
How long
Thank
have you been a student ambassador on campus?
This is now my 3rd year. I started my sophomore year.
Awesome, cool. So how did you get this job? How did you end up with this job?
It's a funny story, actually. Most people get their jobs through job score. I actually didn't. My friend Jeff was I almost did it. A student ambassador. He was a student ambassador. Yeah, I know. And at the beginning of our sophomore year, he was like, yeah, this is too much commitment for me because I've already got other stuff going on, and to add this would be just adding fuel to the fire. But if you need a replacement, I can refer my friend Tyrone. So Jeff spoke to our boss. She emailed me. I emailed her back. We set up an interview. It was great. So now I've been doing this, selling my soul for the past 2 years now.
Well, that's awesome that you were able to curb job score because job score is power.
Honestly.
Yeah, that's awesome. So tell us what's the best part about being a tour guide?
The best part about being a tour guide, I would say, is meeting so many young, bright, and hopeful faces. Just with the prospect of knowing that college is going to rip them to fucking shreds.
Their souls haven't been crushed yet.
They haven't been crushed yet. They haven't sold it to
eye.
Satan, or they haven't sold it to the library gods, because we all have been there.
That's true.
Do you ever run into the occasional kid though who's like, yeah, I already know college fucking sucks?
Surprisingly, that hasn't happened for me.
Good.
But there have been kids that have been like, I don't really fucking care about this. But the mom is like all in it, asking all of the questions. Oh my God, Johnny, look at this. Look at everything Purchase has to offer. Oh my God, this is so great. And he's just like, I just want to go home and fucking smoke weed. Like,
maybe this would be a good place for him then.
This would be a fantastic place for him, actually. Hey, Johnny, if you're out there, we have weed for you.
Speaking of overbearing moms, what are some of like the craziest questions that like parents have asked you on your tours?
Can't really think of any off the top of my head. The most common question I get is, so how's the food?
It's amazing.
The first thing that always comes out of my mouth is, well, it's edible. I can tell you that much.
Is that really what you said?
That's really what I said. I'm not even lying right now.
I mean, when I was taking college tours, nobody was like, the food is amazing. Like,
Yeah, because you don't want to.
That's never a selling point.
You
for a college
don't want to say that because there's gonna be stuff here that you hate and stuff that you like, and you can't say everything is great because we've all been to D Hall and we've all ended up on the toilet afterwards. So there's no way we can say that.
So, speaking of what do you think is the worst part of being a tour guide?
Dealing with parents and those overbearing moms and dads and everything like that. Especially those parents that try to trip you up and ask you those questions that you know would
Do
fuck
people
up the
do
schools.
that?
Yeah.
Wow.
What's your least favorite thing about Purchase?
That's so shady.
Say like
The power washing. I don't like how they power wash the apartments.
That's a really good answer. Because it's like, what can you do? You know, wow. You really do have it down to a science, don't you?
I do.
That is amazing.
I have like a whole script that I do every single tour I give.
Okay, so why don't you give us like a piece?
All right, I can talk about the on-campus Starbucks.
Cool.
All right. Actually, no. I'll give you the whole Fort shebang. So, we're coming up on Fort Awesome. It is our youngest residential facility, constructed in 2006. Yes, it's called Fort Awesome. This is what happens when you let the students name the dormitories. Fun fact, it was actually voted to be called the Death Star, but for obvious reasons, you could see why we couldn't go through with that. Yeah, but regardless, this is all upperclassmen living. You have to have at least 30 credits to live here. Each room is either a double or a triple. Every room comes fully furnished. So basically anything that's made out of wood comes with the room. The bed, obviously not the mattress, the dresser, the desk. Each room also comes with its own bathroom. You know, that's fun. There's elevators in the building if you're lazy like myself and don't like the stairs. But if you like the stairs, go ahead. That's totally fine. On the first floor, we have our on-campus Starbucks. The great thing about Starbucks is that it's included in the meal plan, so you don't have to spend any real money there. The bad thing is that you can potentially spend all of your meals there if you're not careful. I'm guilty. I've done it before, and I had absolutely no shame about it. Right across the street, so to speak, is the Moore store, which is kind of like, you know, the bodega, if anyone here. Unfortunately, you do have to spend, you know, actual money there, but it's okay because, you know, in college, $5 is the equivalent to like 1,000. So everything there is fairly inexpensive, and you can get all of your college essentials like your Pop-Tarts, your ramen, your ice cream, your milkshakes, basically anything that helps you gain the freshman 15 as fast as possible.
Wow, that was I want to go here now, but like I already go. It's fine. So Tyrone, if somebody wanted to become a tour guide, how would they go about that? Would they cheat like your way, or would they go through?
I would probably suggest not trying to cheat your way into it. I just happen to get lucky.
You're the lucky one. You're the star of the student ambassador.
I suppose. I probably shouldn't be flipping my hair because my hair is looking crazy. But your best bet, honestly, is really to just go through JobScore. Or, I mean, you can try to email Mary Kate DiRenzio. She just got married, actually.
Oh, congratulations!
She's a literal fairy. I've never seen a more positive person in my life.
Aww.
Always smiling, always happy.
Oh,
but then she told me she saves it for her husband when she gets home, so I can only imagine what his life is like.
Oh, dear.
Sorry.
And with that, thank you so much, Tyrone, for coming on. We'll be right back.
Our stand-up this evening is a member of Purchase's Stand-Up Comedy Club.
If you're interested in going to Stand-Up Comedy Club, they meet at 8 p.m. on Sundays and Social Sciences 1020. Everybody please welcome David Peterman!
Whoa. Oh, sorry I'm late, guys. Wait a second. This isn't the poetry open mic. Shit. I came all the way here. I got this poem I was writing this all last night. Fuck, I'm probably gonna miss it by now. Well, do you guys mind if I read my poem? Thank you. Okay, just a little heads up. I was smoking a bunch before I wrote this poem. Okay, I just want to take this opportunity to recite my poem here that I missed, apparently. Okay, so I call this one A Slug Named Capitalism. If you can for a minute, just try to open your mind. A slug named capitalism slithers upon a flower to dance, and as he is dancing, he masturbates onto the sidewalk of the sullen people's tears. He names his kumwad freedom. Envision a little boy, about yay high. That little boy was a victim of the U.S. war machine. Every day. The slug is unaware, but its distant relative, somewhere in that grand ocean blue, a whaler named Monsanto, harpoons a beautiful humpback whale named Agricultural Integrity. Every day. The impoverished children of the world wait all day in line at the deli counter, and starve today they must, because the priests of the world are in line before them, but they aren't ordering. No. They're simply looking at the menu, letting the children grow weaker physically and spiritually in this overcrowded grocery store that we call Mother Earth. How are you all doing today? Look at all these humans. Wow. Yum, yum, yum. They drink the nectar that is false advertising. They steal the juices from our bovine brothers and sisters. Hear their painful moo. Oh wait, I couldn't hear that at all, actually. It was too drowned out by the sound of commercialized pop music. Not gonna write you a love song, 'cause as for it, 'cause you need one. Oh, something about deranged expressionism. Something about late capitalism. Oink, oink, piggy. Okay, I want to do a little thought experiment here, okay? You see that Apple phone in your pocket? Pull it out for a second. I want you to do a real thinking, meditating exercise with me about Apple. The fruit of wisdom, but also the company of humanitarian ineptitude. I want you to really hone in on this beautiful, deranged, sexy mind, Steve Jobs. Well, just remember. Just remember Steve Jobs every time you send a text. That's my poem. Thank you.
Tonight's musical guest is a Purchase alumnus.
She's currently working on an album that will be out very soon.
Everybody please welcome Loner Spring.
Thanks for having me. I'm gonna play a song called Expand, and that's that, yeah.
Of one absent bed.
That makes no sense. Please make sure to follow us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. No, we don't. We have an Instagram. We have Instagram Live.
Watch our Instagram stories
Still on
instead.
it. Still on it.